Every Millie that enters this household will inevitably be sacrificed for repainting purposes. So today we have this Barbie Extra Fancy Millie, and I actually really like her, kind of. But I'm just gonna remove all of her accessories so that we can begin the repainting process. She had a lot of layers, so it was a little annoying to remove everything. And she has this massive bang. That's not a bang, that's a boom. And when I lifted them up, oh my gosh. And I definitely had to take some mug shots of her so that we can compare the before and after. And I just wanted to show her right next to another Millie that I repainted, just so that you can see what potential she can have. I like to remove my dolls' heads by steaming them. This time I decided to remove her head because I struggled to repaint the other one with the head on the body, so I like to trim the neck peg just so that I can place the head back on easily when I get to it. And I also just clipped off the earrings because I didn't think I was going to use them. And I knew that I was going to struggle to remove this pixelation that she has because the way that it's applied, it makes it really difficult to remove with just acetone. You kind of have to scratch at it. This took me I think it took me 30 minutes to remove the face alone. So I definitely struggled with her. For whatever reason, I decided to paint the nails right now. So I do that with acrylic paint, and then I go in with UV gel polish on top of that to gloss and seal the paint. And then I can cure the nail polish in a UV lamp. I like to start my face-ups with the lips because if I'm confident with the way the lips look, then I feel like the rest of the face-up will be a breeze. I use these Beetles nail art brushes and I link them in the description if anyone is interested. It's not affiliated, I don't know how to set that up. This is what the lips look like. Then I go in with soft pastels, and I do this before I add Mr. Super Clear. I only add Mr. Super Clear at the very end. Although I should probably start spraying a layer down before I do soft pastels because it always ends up a little patchy and I always regret it, but I guess that's a consequence of being cheap. Then I go in with black paint, and this will actually be the eyelid crease. It's not the eyeliner. And I do this because I like to paint the eyelid crease before I paint the color on the eyelid so that it can be very thin and I don't have to worry about painting it afterward. When I do very factory looking face-ups, I have to paint it in layers, so I will usually do the eyeshadow first, and then I will do the eyelid, and then any eyeliner or eyelashes, and then the whites of the eyes, and then finally the pupils and the irises. And then the eyebrows and lips can be done separately, but I usually like to do it after I get some sort of shape down for the eyelids. I always like watching this part back. It's so satisfying watching the eyebrow hairs being painted. Then I'm applying some pearlescent pigment onto the brow bones. I can then paint in the eyeliner and the eyelashes. I think I had a good day this day because I didn't mess up too much with the eyelashes. While I was coloring in the eyeliner, I accidentally dropped the paintbrush and I had to clean it up. It wasn't that difficult to clean up, I just had to paint over the lips a little bit and wipe off some paint on the chin. I did so well painting the bottom lashes on this side, I just wanted y'all to know that. And then on the other side it was a flop, so I had to do it again. When I paint the whites of the eyes, I like to make sure that it looks clean on the bottom lash line. And I don't really try to get it perfect on the top because I will cover it up with the black later on anyway. And I also paint in the shadows of the whites with the bluish gray so that her eyes can have more dimension and also so that they're a little more colorful instead of a regular gray color. I usually use a dotting tool to paint the eyeballs, but this time around I couldn't find it, so I'm using a brush. When I paint blue eyes, I like to make them like a cobalt blue because, I don't know, I just find it a little more fun than making them like a more realistic pale blue. And I eventually found my dotting tool, so I'm using that to paint the lighter parts of the eyes. And also I decided to add some pearlescent pink to the lips. Then I paint on the catch lights with a delicate paintbrush, and I like to make the catch lights really small on dolls with really glam makeup, although that didn't really work out because they ended up pretty large anyway. When the face up is finally done is when I like to apply the Mr. Super Clear. But I like to attach the head onto the neck before I do this to prevent it from cracking, because I've had Mr. Super Clear crack after I finish the face and spray it and then put the head on the neck. Also, make sure to shake your Mr. Super Clear really well. I like to shake mine for about a minute and it gives me a matte look every time. After 30 minutes, the Mr. Super Clear should be completely dry and I can remove the little protectant from the hair. And I'm gonna just lay the bangs down, and before I do that I'm gonna apply gloss to the lips and eyes. I'm using a UV gel top coat to gloss the lips and eyes, and once this is done I will cure it with a UV lamp. The most challenging part of the custom was actually laying the bangs down. Literally park bomb bangs. They're the thickest bangs I've ever seen on a doll. They're like Uma Compton bangs, Rihanna early 2000s bangs. And I just use a steamer and a little bit of plastic around the hair to tame the bangs, and then I will also just trim them once they're laid down. And I did use an electric razor trimmer to trim the bangs because I just didn't want to sit there and cut them, and I found that this way make them really even. I also had to thin the bangs out because they were really thick. And even then, I think I still could have went a little further, but I was too scared to cut them too much, so I just slipped the plastic back on and then steamed it again, and then I sprayed it with some hairspray and then put the plastic back on again. Now that the hair is laid, I can put the outfit back on her, and I just want to say that I really enjoy this dress. I believe it's designed by Robert Best and Judy Che, so I think they did a wonderful job designing this doll, and I'm really glad to have this in my collection. I had to buy her secondhand, by the way, because she was out of stock everywhere, and I did like her jewelry, but I wanted to put her in some pearls instead, just to see what she would look like. And I also like to use string pearls, like a trim string pearl. And I think this one's a little too large. You could probably find a smaller one to look nicer at a smaller scale. And once I'm done accessorizing her, she's finally done. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and watching this Millie customization. I hope you guys enjoyed the process, and I hope to see you guys again in the future. I'm not sure what kind of videos I will put out, but I'll probably do more doll content, and I hope you guys subscribe, like the video, and you can expect more content. You can also follow me on my socials at Justin Kennart on all platforms. Bye bye, have a good one.